next. The first is the academic achievement of my students. For this design course, the total points is 300 points. And you can see their performance on the chart. For achievement rate, they at least have achieved 89% for achievement rate. So actually it's very excellent performance. Okay, next. Next is the attitudinal performance of my students. I have assigned them journals, and I will put similar opinions in the journals in the same categories, and I analyze. So this is the top opinions I analyze from students' journal. The top 5 opinions, they are all very positive. So I can feel their appreciation and their progress in the attitudinal achievement. Next. Okay. The next is their behavioral performance of my students. So 6 propositions are identified in this part. I think you may be wondering how I list this proposition. Just as what I mentioned earlier, I have analyzed the data put into a least-square-less linkage. I have a table, and that's made from the. Actually, in the table, you can see their original data, and I analyze those data, and I encode it. Then I give meaning for this data. Okay, next. Oh. Okay, I think the computer. Oh. Is it okay? Okay, so you can see there are 6 propositions. That's their behavioral performance of my student. Because for special education teachers to understand what student behaviors in class, sometimes is more important for their academic achievement, because they have to adjust to the society. So actually, if they...
Excuse me, okay, don't turn it off, because it takes a while for Microsoft Word to come back. So just minimize it. Okay. Just minimize that one, and it might help. Try to open something else. Sorry, Ricky.
Oh, it's okay. Next, this is the slide is showing you the focus 3 of my research. In the focus 3, I'm going to explore what is the practicality of my design course, of my instructional materials. So I invited some SMEs to do this by a 0 to 3 scale. Okay, next. The next slide is showing you the results of the evaluation. So you can see the average points of the questionnaire. The scores showing very excellent performance. So it is showing that my materials are very appropriate and effective for my students. Okay, next. Okay, next slide is my focus 4. The focus 4 is going to discover how dig and carry model was applied in the process. The data was analyzed from my journal. Okay, let's see what's the result. Okay, for advantage, I found out that dig and carry model is very easy to follow, and for the stage of analysis, it is actually very helpful. And for disadvantages of the model, I find out that to complete a thorough design course is really time-consuming. And for the second is, if you want to have a very good quality design course, I think besides the time, the instructional designer should have a very good expertise and subject matter knowledge about the design course. Next. So let's make my conclusion, as well as a review of focus 1 to 4. For the development process effect, I find out that dig and carry model can guide instructional designers to develop a good design course. And for the end product effect, I find out that my target learner have a very excellent performance in academic, attitudinal, and behavioral achievement. And I find out that my materials are very appropriate and effective for my students. And the dig and carry model were very effective, but it needed an amount of time and expertise. Okay, next. This is my last focus, as well as the suggestions of my research. I will make suggestions both for instructional designers and further researchers. Please click next. Okay, for my suggestions for instructional designers would be, I think they can make a more in-depth and detailed, they can conduct a more detailed analysis of students' entry behaviors, so that they can have a better understanding of students. Then they will design more appropriate materials for students. And the second is dig and carry model can help instructional designers to develop quality course, because it's very easy to follow, and the analysis stage is very helpful. Okay. And my suggestions for further researchers would be, first, I think probably they can spend more time arranging an in-depth interview with observers. Okay. For the second is employ a professional translator, because I have spent a lot of time translating my materials and data into English, and I think it's very time-consuming, and some data might be changed due to the limitation of my English skill. Okay. Next. My next suggestions would be to conduct a more in-depth interview with observers and SMEs for similar studies, because the SMEs and observers are all my my colleagues, and when they give comments, I think they are too generous, and when they are trying to say something negative, I think they tend to be too polite. So that will prevent me from collecting the more accurate data. Okay, so if you can provide a good guidance in an interview, I think you can probably collect a more accurate data. The last suggestions would be to compare